pages of information. Initially, I wanted to do like off script, but I actually tried to film this twice already. I filmed once while I was in the US and one even earlier before, because I really want to get this video out to you guys. Hello pet parents, if you are currently in the process of relocating or planning to relocate with your pet or pets internationally, but every time I think I missed a lot of information I want to talk about. So this time I write like 10 pages of script. Hopefully I can get all the information out. Queenie, see, this is what I'm dealing with right now. I started my boarding hustle. Where are you, Quinn? Come. Hey. This is Quinn. She's a Labrador. She's a Labrador puppy, so she's still learning her manners. And hey, no, not this. You can't chew this. So she would chew on everything, but she listens. So I just have to tell her not to chew a lot of stuff, including my wires. And hey, you're tangling my wires. And hey, no. See. And learn fast. She just went out, but not for peeing, just want to play. Let's get this video done so I can, play with them. Anything for the doggies, right? Okay. It has been fun. Yoda. They have to, there's so many rooms in the house and they have to be near me. No, Quinn. Give me. No. This is off limit too. No. She just picked up my charger. You want to say hello? Quinn? Come back to the channel. If you're new here, I make videos about my handmade pet accessory business, tips for pet parents, and live with our Basset Hound Yoda. I'm so glad you're here because today I'm diving into something very close to my heart. Our big international move in 2024 where we relocated our Basset Hound all the way from the United States to Australia. It was a long, stressful, and expensive process, but if you're planning to do something similar, I hope our story can help make your journey a little smoother. Now, before we start, let me introduce myself really quickly. My name is Ivy. I make pet bandanas, the scrunchy style, and other fun accessories like bows, collars, leashes, and more. I'm still learning how to make new products for pets. I also create pet-themed products for fellow pet lovers, perfect for spoiling yourself or gifting to your favorite pet parent. You can check out our shop at hugloveproduct.com or find me on Instagram. I also love meeting you all at local markets. In 2024, we relocated our 8-year-old Basset Hound Yoda from the US to Australia. He is now almost 9. It took us nearly 10 months to complete the process, and let me tell you, relocating to Australia is no joke. It's one of the stricter countries when it comes to pet importation. But With the right preparation, it's totally doable. Whether you're moving abroad with a pet or just curious about how wild the process can get, this video is perfect for you. I know it can be very stressful, believe me. It gave me so much anxiety and I was looking everywhere for some more information. But there weren't many available online, and that's why I'm here in this video sharing our experience. And I've broken down everything down into 4 easy sections. The first one is the checklist. Second one is our timeline. Third, story time. There is a lot of drama. And 4, the big one, the costs. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, the checklist. If you're thinking of relocating your pet to Australia, the very first thing you should do is get familiar with the official government requirements. Let me show you exactly how I found the information. I started with a quick Google search, just something like relocate pet to Australia or import dog into Australia. One of the top results should be from the Australia Government Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry. The URL usually starts with agricultural.gov.au. Click into that and you're looking for the page called Cats and Dogs Step-by-Step Guide, or Bringing Cats and Dogs to Australia. Once you're there, it will ask you to select your pet's country of export. For us, that was the United States. Then it generates a custom checklist based on your country and pet style and pet type. Super helpful. It covers everything like microchipping, rabies vaccines, rabies titer test, how long it takes, internal and external parasite treatments, government-approved vet appointments, USDA endorsement if you're in the US, applying for the import permit, booking quarantine, crate requirements, and flight details. And yes, it's a lot, but once you break it down into steps, it becomes manageable. We created our own version of the checklist to stay organized. That checklist seriously saved our lives. It helped us keep track of deadlines, documents, and vet visits without constantly second-guessing ourselves. So I definitely recommend either printing out that checklist. Even if you're not moving to Australia, this method still applies. Every country has its own process, but starting with the Google search and going straight to the official government website is always the best move. Now let's talk about the timeline because, wow, it was very long. I'm sharing our timeline so it can give you some reference to yours. We made the decision to move to Australia in January 2024 and started the relocation process immediately in late January 2024. Yoda arrived in Australia on October 22nd and we picked him up from quarantine on November 1st, 2024. So from decision to reunion, the process took about 10 months. I know it's long. Here's how that looked month by month. Month 1, January, we started doing research and booked an appointment with our regular vet to talk through the process. Yoda got microchipped. This step is crucial and must be done before any rabies vaccines. If your dog has been microchipped, you can skip this step, but be sure to check your microchip manufacturer. I think for Australia, only some of the manufacturers are accepted. Just make sure the microchip your pet uses meets the requirement. Moving on to month 2, February, Yoda got his rabies vaccine booster. We also kept researching and clarifying everything with our vet, creating our checklist. There were a lot of moving parts and we wanted to make sure we won't missing anything. Month 3, March. 2 big things happened in March. We started the identity declaration process. This has to be signed by 2 USDA accredited vets and certified by state. We also submitted Yoda's blood for the rabies titers test. And for this part, it is the longest step in the whole process. Once the blood sample is received by the lab, you need to wait at least 180 days, that's about 6 months, before your pet is eligible to enter Australia. And the test results must be favorable, and that date the lab receives the blood sample, it becomes your countdown start. So if anything goes wrong here, it can really delay things. Month 4 and 5, which is April and May, this was the waiting game. We were waiting for the titers result because I need that result to move forward with anything and, get down the final plan. And in the meantime, we're also trying to figure out our own move strategy. Moving international is hard enough without the pet part. Over 10 years in the US, me and my husband has definitely accumulated a lot of stuff. By his argument, mostly things are mine, which I agree. But nonetheless, there was a lot of things to plan out for our moving. Moving to June, month 6, we got the rabies titer results back in June. Thankfully, everything is good. We applied for Yoda's import permit. You can only apply for this after the titer test is completed. But I am guilty. I didn't apply for Yoda's import permit as soon as we received the results. I applied it almost 30 days after we received the results, because the estimate online is like a month. But who knew? So in month 7 and 8, which is July and August, we were waiting for the import permit. I expected the import permit to be received around 30 days, but it ended up taking way longer than we thought, 2 months. So we didn't receive it until late August. Month 9 and 10, which is September and October, this is when things really started moving fast. We found a pet relocation agent to help us with the final stretch. Then we completed Yoda's final vet checks. This includes the last round of blood tests and parasite treatments, which all had to be done within 2 months of his flight. The timing here is super strict, so we had to be extra careful not to miss anything. We also got his USDA health certificate endorsed, booked his quarantine spot and flight, and something a bit more specific to Yoda, we arranged a vet visit during quarantine. That visit is actually optional, but we requested because Yoda has separation anxiety and we wanted the vet to be able to prescribe something to help keep him calm during those 10 days in quarantine. It gave us peace of mind knowing he would be a little bit more comfortable. It was definitely a whirlwind, but everything finally came together in those last few weeks. On October 22nd, Yoda landed in Australia and went straight into the 10-day quarantine facility in Melbourne, and November 1st, we picked him up. We were so relieved to see him healthy and still stubborn as he is. And just to be real with you, every single step had a strict timeline. Missing one thing, even by a day, and it could push everything back by weeks or months. Yes, we definitely missed a few along the way. If you are curious, keep watching. More on that in the next section. Now it's time to spill the tea. All the drama, detours, and unexpected moments. First, a little background on our move again. We were based in Pennsylvania. To help ease Yoda's separation anxiety, we decided to stay together until the last possible moment before his flight. Since dogs can't fly in cabin to Australia, only cargo is allowed. We drove from Pennsylvania to Texas to catch a direct flight from Dallas to Melbourne. Originally, we thought about flying from LA or San Francisco, but living costs were a little bit more manageable in Dallas while we waited. Now here's where the things got a little crazy for us. In June 2024, Yoda suddenly stopped eating and was falling all over on the walks. So we rushed him to the vet thinking it was his old torn ACL flaring up, but the x-rays were not normal. He was keeping his condition. After a full neurology workup, including an MRI and spinal fluid test, he was diagnosed with idiopathic vestibular disease and facial nerve paralysis. That meant daily eye drops and loops since he couldn't blink properly anymore on himself. We were relieved it wasn't life-threatening, but we knew this could have delayed the whole relocation. If he had needed surgery, recovery would have taken months. Worse, we learned the MRI could have deactivated his microchip, which would have meant restarting the entire process from scratch. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but looking back, we didn't realize how much of a risk that was at the time. Then, right before our big move, we discovered a bump on his scrotum. It turned out to be grade 2 skin cancer. We had it surgically removed. Thankfully, the cancer was fully excised, but there were complications. His stitches reopened during our road trip, and we had to get emergency care in Lexington. At the time, our vets advised desexing him due to the location of the tumor. We said no, not realizing that if we had, we would have made his paperwork inconsistent with his ID declaration and title records and import permits. That could have invalidated 6 months of work. We didn't realize this until everything was done. It was a close call because our local vet and the emergency vet all highly recommended desexing him. Oh well, it was it was a close call. We also didn't contact a relocation agency until we were already in Texas. If you plan on using one, I highly recommend reaching out early, especially for flights with Qantas. You must go through with an approved pet relocation specialist or agency. We assumed we only needed help with final steps, but ran into issues with our new vet's availability, so we had to hand everything over to the agency. Since we use vets in PA, Texas, and the agency's vet, all our documents were in different formats. The agency had to go back and forth to reorganize everything. They even found a major error. One of our ID declaration from the state endorsement had Yoda listed as female. That alone took a week to fix. Some of our vaccinations also had missing batch number, brand info, or just the vaccine sticker itself, so we had to redo them. The agency also shared a horror story with us. One of their clients had to restart the entire process because their dog's microchip just fell off right before the final vet checks. I didn't even know the microchip can fall off. So definitely check your pet's microchip regularly during the wait period. If it fell off or damaged in any ways, you have to start over. As for the flight and quarantine, we knew Yoda would struggle. He has severe separation anxiety and needs medication to stay calm. But we really needed to move. As for the flight and quarantine, we knew Yoda would struggle. He has severe separation anxiety and needs medication to stay calm. While the agency didn't recommend meds before the flight, since the dog needs to be alert during check-in, but we still gave him a combo of trazodone and gabapentin. Gabapentin was already part of his regular routine for medical reasons for a while, so he would just be relaxed. He can still be alert under the effect. For quarantine, we also send in his food. It was labeled with his name and import number. We fill out the animal care declaration form for his meds and diet. We also booked a mobile vet to visit him during his 10-day stay just to make sure he's all fine. Pro tip, don't repackage meds into travel containers like I did. The quarantine staff couldn't identify all the pills and emailed us about it. Luckily, we already booked our mobile vet to visit Yoda, and she dispensed Yoda with new meds after hearing his anxious howling from down the block. The quarantine staff was great overall. They emailed us updates when something came up, like when they noticed the dissolvable stitch on Yoda's scrotum wasn't fully gone yet. And yes, you can email them if you're worried. They don't respond instantly, but they do get back to you, like in 48 hours. But if you are worried, a mobile vet check is always an option. On November 1st, we finally picked up Yoda. He was furious. He barked and whined nonstop when he saw us. He was definitely angry that we sent him on this long journey alone. It took about 2-3 weeks for him to fully settle and adjust to his new life in Australia.
Yoda, 你别激动，你别激动，你别激动，你别激动，你别激动，你冷静，你冷静，你冷静，你冷静，你冷静，你真的好臭啊！怎么了？你听到别人狗了？你听到别人了？好了好了好了，好了好了，来接你了，来接你了。哦哦哦，哦哦哦，还行。那毛掉的，这两天焦虑。
The same entitlements. The Flight Attendants Association applied in mid-year and reached a deal with Qantas, meaning once the Fair Work Commission makes its decision, members could be entitled to up to 28% pay rises backdated to today. You're up to date with the latest AB.
But other than his anxiety, he was in great health. Thank God. I think that was a huge relief. That was the scariest part if something happened. If something happened to Yoda, that would be our deepest regret. One quick note from editing Ivy here. It was said that everything imported with your pets, including leash, collar, crate, will be discarded. However, that was not the case. You can take the travel crate and his travel documents back with you on the pickup day. We didn't know that. We thought everything will be discarded as said on the website, and we have already bought him a new crate and set it up his space at home. So that was the cost that we could have saved. That was $300. That was like $300. We didn't know that. We thought everything will be discarded as said on the website, and we have already bought him a new crate and set it up his space at home. So that was the cost that we could have saved. That was $300 wasted on the travel crate, and also we bought a new crate for like $100 something Australia dollars. And finally, let's talk about numbers, because this was not a cheap adventure. Here is a breakdown of what we spent to relocate Yoda from the US to Australia. Keep in mind, some of these costs are specific to our situation, and there are few things we had to repeat due to paperwork issues which may not apply to you, but this should give you a pretty good ballpark. We spent $104 USD on rabies vaccines and initial vet visit, $226 USD on rabies titers test, including blood test, shipping, and everything for rabies titer, and $114 USD for USDA identity declaration. That includes 2 USDA accredited vet endorsement and the state endorsement. 566 AUD for import permit, $450 USD for relocation agency fee, $980.06 for all the vaccinations, vet visit, and the final USDA endorsement for tests. Note again, some of these were redone. If you get everything right the first time, this could be closer to $450 USD instead of $980 USD. And we spent $40 USD for the Australia health certificate to be done, $336.67 for Yoda's 48-inch crate. Based on the size of the crate and Yoda's weight, we spent $5,845 USD for his cargo flight tickets. And there is $967 USD for airport service and airplane fuel surcharges. I actually don't know what the fuel surcharges is. I thought it would be included in the plane ticket, but yeah. And the airport service is where you would drop off your dog with the airport services, and they will take care of your dog and do all the airport check-ins and loading him into cargo. For 10 days quarantine in Melbourne, we spent $2,150.40 in AUD. And we spent $445.50 in AUD for the mobile vet visit during the quarantine. The vet visits include all the medications that she dispensed for Yoda's separation anxiety. So our final cost for our relocation process come to $8,836.06 in USD, and also $3,161.90 in AUD. So that's about 10K in USD. But yes, it's a lot. It adds up, and this doesn't include any of our own traveling and living expenses, which we had to plan around this whole timeline. I forgot to add another one cost, which is the food that you need to send to the quarantine. The cost will depend on what food your pet eats. Here is what we sent for Yoda. So Yoda has the bladder stone issue, so he's been on the Hills Home UD diet since he was like a year and a half old. I think this is the smallest package they have. So for 10 days, the 8.5-pound bag definitely worked for Yoda. He eats about 2 cups per day. And they will give you the leftover on the day of pickup, which is why I have this bag. We obviously finished this long time ago. I kept this bag so I can show you the label. So the food bag needs to be pre-labeled and shipped to the quarantine at least 10 days before your pet's arrival. So we bought our food from the pet warehouse and emailed the customer service to help with the label. So they have Yoda's import permit number and also the arrival date. I'm not sure about which this one is, but these two are the information that you need on the label. So that is another cost you can add to your relocation process. If I have to give you some cost-saving tips from our experience, here is a few. First, vet costs can really vary. We use vets in Pennsylvania, Texas, and also through our relocation agency, and the pricing was very different. From what we experienced, the relocation agency's vet bill actually seems to be the most affordable. So if we had to do it again, we would definitely compare more prices ahead of time, just between different vets. Second, we ended up redoing some of the tests and vaccines. A few documents weren't filled out properly, like missing vaccine stickers, details, or wrong information on the ID declaration. So we had to repeat some steps, which definitely add more costs. We didn't realize how strict everything was until the relocation agency pointed it out. So our tip is double check everything with your vet, especially documentations. It will save you time and money. If you have a good relocation agency in your city, you can probably consult with them first before you do anything on your own. We didn't have the choice. In the city where we live, it's a very small town. There's no relocation agency. But if we would have reached out earlier, we can have like the information they need sorted and communicate that with our regular vets. The third tip, our timeline got pushed back by at least a month and a half, and that definitely added to our overall cost. A few things caused the delay in our process. We didn't apply for the import permit as soon as we could have, because I thought we had plenty of time and planned everything around the estimate of 20 days processing window, which ended up being way off. That adds at least a whole month delay to our process. Then we had to find a new vet in Texas, and we only started looking for a relocation agency at the last month, 1.5 months. If we had planned those steps earlier, we could have saved both time and money. Looking back, we could have probably saved a few $100s if we were more careful with paperwork and vet choices, maybe a lot more on our living expenses. So our advice is plan ahead, stay super organized, and don't be afraid to ask your vet a million questions, or relocation agency a million questions, because the relocation agency, they are the experts. They know so much. This is their profession, so they know all the newest updates. At least the relocation agency we use, they're small, but they know what they're doing very well. But despite all the hurdles and the price tag, we honestly have no regrets. Yoda is our family and we would do it all again to make sure he could come with us. Now after editing this video and really look back, I really think we were really lucky with Yoda. Although there were scares and some delays, but overall it was a total success. We found solutions to all of our problems, and most of all, Yoda is all well and healthy. We were lucky for not doing the D-sex for Yoda, and we were also super lucky for the weather on the day of Yoda's flight. The agency said that a lot of flights in September and October were canceled due to hot weathers because it can be too hot for pets when they wait on the ground, like waiting for the plane to take off. Anywho, hopefully we can pass our luck to all of you who are relocating your pet internationally. And next, we have some footage I have on the day of Yoda's flight.
Good morning to Humanity. Valentine.
你的小狗走起来，你接起来。有的，累了吗？上头了吗？嗯。
Paul and Chenming. Yoda, how you doing? Okay, we got a big old kennel for him. What is all this? Okay. Well, let's just take it over to the man.
Yeah.
So are y'all flying out today also? Yeah, that's always but at least it's cool enough to have it. There's a grassy area over there. Yeah. You can go ahead and walk him for a while.
Okay.
So this is the kennel that he's going in. So it's plenty big enough.
Okay.
And you brought some diaper.
Yes.
Okay.
We
can put those in here.
just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in a blanket. I'm not sure how cold it is.
That's okay. We'll just throw it in there.
And 2 of our shirts.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Here is a bag of food and the medication.
Okay. Yeah. We'll tape all this on the top.
There's some tools that we bought that we think we might need, but
Know what?
yeah, if just use them if you
Okay.
need them. But
Yeah.
if not, do anything.
Okay. Yeah. This will work. Yeah. Okay. Does he need to? How far did y'all drive?
An hour.
40 minutes.
Yeah, you might want to walk him a little bit more because
We-
until they do the acceptance, okay, we can keep him out of the because they'll have to do security on this,
Okay.
and the best way to do security would have to pull him out anyway. So once they get the paperwork all done, then they'll tell us to go ahead and take the dog inside, and then they'll do security.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we don't have to put him in here yet.
Okay.
What time
Yeah.
is that normally we start?
Well, once we go in there and start doing the paperwork, which should be right now. This is my son, Zach, and I'm training him, so he's going to start doing this on Sundays because I don't like doing Sundays. So he's going to go inside, start doing the paperwork, okay? And hopefully last Sunday, it took him about, 35 minutes to finish the paperwork. Hopefully the 2 guys that came in about 15 minutes in were able to speed the process up.
Okay.
So, last week we got here about the same time. We were out by 2:45.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine. We got
Yeah.
time behind.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hate for you to leave and then for some odd reason they won't accept Yoda,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd have to call you back up and have you come back and pick him up.
We
That's
wanted
fine.
to wait.
Yeah.
And
We might wait until
Yeah.
the flight took off.
No, that flight here is taking off at like 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but they're going to keep him inside the air condition until they have to prep him to go over to the aircraft.
Okay.
Okay, so Zach, go ahead and go over there and do the paperwork.
I guess
Go
we
inside.
have like 35 minutes to hang around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there is one thing I need y'all to sign.
Okay.
I got the picture. Okay, I'll put the labels on.
要不回车上待着，外边太热了。
Okay.
啊？
Okay. I just need you to sign this at the bottom. Right here? Yeah, you can sign right down there.
Right here?
Yeah, that's fine. And then there's one more copy. Same thing. Okay, and that's it.
Thank you.
Okay, so go ahead, go do all the paperwork.
Here, the cat.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, this. There you go. So hopefully, what, there's one person in there? Okay. So hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can wait.
Yeah.
We want to stay with him as long as we can.
Okay. So we got all the labels for the kennel.
要不大家去车上，太热了。
So are y'all originally from Australia or just getting transferred over there?
Our family's there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They moved there a few years back.
So
Yeah, but we've
may I
been
ask
here
where
for
you're
10
from?
years. Australia.
You're from Australia? You have a slight accent, that's all. And it doesn't
So
sound
we were
Aussie.
born in China.
Yeah, we were born.
That's
in
what
China.
I was thinking.
Yes,
We're
yes.
born
I mean, my
China.
sister-in-law is from China.
Okay.
Yeah, we were born in China.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our family just recently immigrated.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is from China. She's from southern China, north of Vietnam.
Okay.
But yeah, China's really big, so
Yeah.
it could be almost anywhere, right?
He's from U.S. purely.
Yeah. He's saying goodbye to his motherland.
Yeah. He'll have fun in Australia, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
I
just
mean,
don't-
it doesn't get very hot there.
yeah. We just don't like the flight and the quarantine.
The flight, it's long, but yeah, that quarantine. What I think Barbie said they changed it some now, and it could be 10 days to
Yeah.
30 days. It
Yep.
depends on how all the paperwork is.
Right.
And I think she's got yours set up for 10-day
10 days,
quarantine.
Yeah.
But I kind of understand it since it's a rabies-free country, and they have no rabies. They want to
Yeah.
make sure there's no rabies coming in, which is kind of weird because,
All the crazy animal they got, huh?
well, yeah, well, no, because the kangaroos are kind of like possums here. They're
They're
marsupials.
They're rodents.
Yeah,
They're rodents.
and possums here can carry rabies, and it doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
Not like it would a dog.
Yeah, he's worn out.
Yeah, we walked him for like an
2
hour.
miles.
Oh, I bet he's tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave him some anti-anxiety med.
Oh,
in the
that's
morning.
right. Yeah.
We have to. Otherwise, he's gonna hurt himself in the crate.
Really?
Yep.
He'll howl the whole way. Like when we bring him to emergency, just like 10 minutes, we can hear him from outside.
Really?
Yeah, he will got his nose all bleeding and all this.
Ugh.
Yeah. So, yeah, we kind of have to. But
So he's not a kennel dog.
he's not a canine dog. He's crate trained, but he's just not a canine dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean that's what I mean. Crate train.
Yeah, he is crate trained.
Oh, okay.
He sleep in the crate.
But this one here, he hasn't been in.
Yeah, but
Okay, well, let's get out of your way.
it's too big.
just do it that way.
So how many years you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing this for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I retired from Lufthansa.
How you're doing Lufthansa?
I worked for Lufthansa for 33 years.
Or are you like a ground mechanic? Or
I was the terminal supervisor when I left. There was only the manager above me.
okay.
So yeah, I was pretty much running a lot of it.
The Lufthansa here in Australia.
No.
No. They're okay. Yeah.
And
we're more sick.
yeah, no, it's always it's pretty simple. It's not bad. Okay, so I'll have to put that on, but we'll go ahead and tape all of this on now. Okay? But we'll have to take the harness and the collar off eventually. But I'll just go ahead and tape this on now. No, I mean, dogs like this are usually pretty good. The ones that are the snub nose, like pugs. Poodles? No.
Bulldogs. Like French
bulldog.
Oh yeah, bulldogs. Yeah.
Pit bulls, like all that.
Yeah. They're all. Those are the ones that you worry about the most. Especially the pugs, because pugs, when they get excited, they can't breathe.
Yeah.
And it gets. And the thing is, where these dogs are loaded, there's no access to them during flight.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Have you ever had customer fly these kind of dogs to Australia? Or
No, what?
have you ever had any customer fly these kind of like short snout dogs to Australia?
Yeah, but they're it's because of the heat. There's only like a month in the fall, and then a month in the spring that they can do it.
Yeah.
Because it has to be 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or what is it, 20? So just because it's cool here, in January, does not mean that it's cool in
summer
in Australia.
Yeah,
可可爱爱的。你说要不让他自己进去熟悉一下？You'll be fine. We'll pick you up as soon as possible.
Okay, almost ready. What
Okay.
happened to your husband?
He went grabbing water.
Okay, so if you want to go inside now with Yoda, I'm going to put the kennel in the back of the van, and I'm going to back up on that ramp.
Okay. Where?
Okay, so here you go.
I'll wait for him to.
Yeah.
We probably will let him pee last time.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. But let me show you where to go.
Yeah.
That door there, one with the glass in it, that's the trucker's waiting room.
Okay.
So after you get finished walking him a little bit more, just walk him back in there and wait. Because it's a secure door, so you can't go through it to the warehouse. I'm going to go ahead and back up. So once they open the door, we can take the kennel out, they'll do security, and then we'll be able to put him in there and we'll be done.
Okay.
So maybe another 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Where would
Perfect.
你喝完了？
口飞过，你喝了吧？多喝点。
已经ထွက်口了。你拿2枚，要我揣口袋下吗？给它尿尿，你到时候就没地儿尿了。
那个人也要飞狗。好了，你不要一个人帮我往那边去。
它尿，它尿，光想尿了。你尿不尿？尿了尿了。
就进去这儿了。
地上好脏啊！这个地上好脏。可是它怎么？Here we go. Oh, 没想到我们还能在这里。
What do you mean?
Something, take a picture before.
你要不跟他打声招呼？
They do the security yet? Huh? Okay, cool.
跑到这个完了。
也够他喝，他每天喝水也喝不了。
Huh? No, no. I'm just putting it in this so I can tape it to the top. That's all. I never know how big the leashes and harnesses are, so I put them in a trash bag. It's just that he's kind of an anxious dog, and with all the driving in the fourth floor, might get him a little bit excited. Okay, thanks. Take this, put some extra tape over this too. Put it over. Right there.
感觉他现在挺开心的，这么多人回来，跟他玩一会儿就。
Yeah.
You can also get some ice.
You got some ice?
Ice? Oh,
舌头都掉出来，热的。
That's just his harness and his leash. We got puppy Jody. I'm going to write the airway bill number right here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because once they pull this off, there's nothing identifying. No, just leave it on the top so they can put it on, put it in there.
Sounds 来喝水了，喝水也是好，没有那么 stress。
How many pictures of Yoda did you get inside? Get another one. Get one now and everything on top. Turn the camera that way too. No, turn the camera. Sideways. Yeah, flip the camera. Okay, we're all done.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
He'll be okay. They're going to put him inside just as soon as we leave inside the AC until they have to load him up. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
You'll be okay.
So that is our full relocation story with Yoda, from Pennsylvania to Melbourne, through medical scares, road trips, paperwork errors, and lots of anxious barking. If you're going through this journey, I hope this video helped ease some of the stress. And if you have any questions or want to see examples of our final documents like the health certificates or food labels, leave a comment below. I'm happy to share what we've learned. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my shop at huglowproduct.com. See you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go walk these two dogs now. Bye-bye. Let's see. I guess let's... But I guess it's not a good time to film as well. Hey, Quinn, can you get out? You have long legs, so you will tangle my... Okay, turn. Safe. Let me try. Okay, I'll hang out with you guys a little bit. See if you guys can come down. Just let's watch them then. Yoda's like, leave me alone. No, that's my jacket. No jacket. No, 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 no. No chewing my hand. No teeth. No teeth. No teeth. Be gentle, okay? Be gentle. Yes. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, you listen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Okay, let's see if we can get started. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, Quinn, no. Please, can you wait me? Wait there. No, that's your leash. No, 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 no. I know you can't understand no, so. Welcome back to the channel. If you're here, I make videos about my handmade pet accessory business. Look what this girl is trying to do. No pee-pee inside. Hold your pee. We're about to go out in an hour. I'll film you. I see you. You can understand me, right? Just sit. 1 hour. I'll be done and I'll walk you. Okay, we'll go outside. Okay. Let's try that again. Or gifting to your favorite pet parents. Or 你们俩轻点儿。Queen, you were napping. Now I'm making video. You started to going crazy and started the relocation process immediately. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But Queen is chewing on her dog feed treat. I can hear it very loudly. Hopefully you guys cannot hear it.